Okay, hello guys. Kunal this side from Gettobyte Technologies, and let's this is come back to our third live, which we are conducting on the semiconductor technologies to make people aware about these things, the companies, and the things related to the embedded systems and core electronics industry. And today in this live, we are gonna focus on another topic of types of companies in embedded systems. So before starting, let's just have a wait for some time for the viewers to join more. And right now, I can see that there are a couple of people who have already joined. Okay, let me just see. Sina Rawat and Third Ghosh. Hi guys, hi, good morning. I hope everyone is having good Sunday. So okay, so yes, okay, there is one Arita Ghosh and Hina Rawat. Hello guys, good morning. So, just to brief about what are the live sessions we are conducting right now and the motto of these live sessions. So, the motto of these live sessions is basically to make people aware, specifically the students, college faculty staff, early working professionals, about these core electronics industry and the semiconductor industry. And we are having number of things right now going in India, from number of government initiatives, number of big OEM companies being establishing their companies, their new developments going on these fields, from automotive to avionics to these things. And many a times students get confused, and they are not able to get at how to enter into this industry. What are the different kind of companies? There are many people knows about fan companies, Flipkart, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, all these are the big IT software companies. But when it comes to semiconductor companies and the embedded system companies, many of the students and faculty staff don't have an idea and understanding in a very hierarchical way that what kind of exactly companies are there. And that is what we are gonna dwell into in this video. Okay, and yeah, so I guess we should start the video. It's right now five people have already joined and two people have made a comment in the video also. Okay. Uh, okay. Okay. So now wait, first the question is types of companies in embedded systems, and in that particularly what are the different type of embedded system companies. Now see, embedded system has it's a very big industry, and there are number of different type of companies. Very in a high level, we can categorize companies in three categories: semiconductor companies, then product companies, and then the client based companies. So semiconductor companies are those companies which manufactures and develops the semiconductor chips. Okay, so like there are like all the companies, Nvidia, NXP, TI, TCMC, all these will be falling under the semiconductor companies. Now within a semiconductor there are certain more there's a chart. There is one fabless semiconductor companies, and fabrication semiconductor companies, and then there are some the companies which provide the materials to these companies. So all these kinds, all the semiconductor companies like NXP, TI, STM, TCMC, Qualcomm, Intel, all these fall under the semiconductor, which are further categorized between the fabless and the fabrication based semiconductor companies. But after, I think there is no work from home in this domain. Nitesh Kumar. Not exactly. I will come on this question. Okay. So what I am telling you that there are different type of semiconductor companies, and in that there are semiconductor companies, product based companies, and then client based companies. First, we are getting into the semiconductor companies. Now, within semiconductor companies, there are categories like of fabrication and fabless semiconductor companies, in which our companies comes like of Intel, Qualcomm, this NXP, TI, Silicon Labs, Microchip, ST Microelectronics. All these are fall under the semiconductor companies. Even the companies like of TCMC, Global Logics, which manufactures these things. Okay, the whole geopolitical war which is going on, so these all will be falling under semiconductor. Now, when it comes to product-based companies, in the product-based comes are final end products, custom the industries like automotive-based product companies, So in automotive based product companies like those of all the EV vehicles which are there, okay, Euler Motors, Ola, Tesla, Tata, Mahindra, all these are the automotive based, product based companies. Same way, if there are avionics, so in the avionics, we have, let's say, Skyroot Aerospace or SpaceX or ISR or DRDO. So these are avionics technologies. So these are the, in the product based terms, basically the end products and the companies which make those end products. So based on that, automotive, avionics, medical devices are there. So companies which make the oxygen devices, or the ESGs, and all the heart rate devices, electronic devices, and all these medical equipments. These will be falling under the medical medical product based companies. Same way, industrial automation and all these things. And then comes the client based companies. So if you see, so product based companies are those companies which take the semiconductor chips from the semiconductor industry and make their own products. Okay, like right now I'm giving you a live, and in the live I am using a web camera. Okay, I'm using lights, I'm using laptop, so this laptop is also a product. So the company which makes, like the Acer, okay, so it's a product based company which manufactures, which develops the laptops, webcams, and all these. So product based company have their own products. Okay, and when it comes to client based companies, so in that are the companies which provide the services in this embedded domain. So there are big companies like Tata Consulting, TCS. Okay, and then there is one Critical Solutions, Ansett Consulting. Yeah, and so all these companies are into the client based companies which provide the software services or hardware services to the different product based companies specifically. Okay, for building their products, for building their solutions, and for accelerating to the market. So these are the three categories in which are the companies are being categorized in embedded system domain. Okay. Now, what comes another very big thing is that what are the kind of job roles in each and every company. Okay, so in the semiconductor domain, okay, if we are working, want to work on, so they much more ask questions typically related to the core microprocessors, microcontrollers, or digital analog electronics. Okay, uh, should I wait till third year and study until I found my interest? That's a very interesting question, Varun. Not to worry, you just go for this thing. Okay, dear bro, can you provide all these company name and type in the form of PDF or sheet? Sure, Nitesh, sure. I will do that, and I will definitely do that. Okay. So, and Varun, I will come back to your question after this session, like just concluding this session. Okay. So, in terms of the job roles which I am saying, so there are semiconductor companies and they need the core knowledge of core electronics, microprocessors, microcontrollers, ASIC ICs, how work, digital and analog electronic circuits, because these companies make the chips and these chips are built from the core electronics. Okay, so they want the extensive working professionals or freshers who have the core knowledge of how the CPU architecture works, nitty gritty details of software side of which runs in the microcontroller, hardware side of digital analog electronics. Whereas when it comes to product based companies, so they much more ask for the application specific knowledge. Okay, application specific knowledge related to like number, or like if you are going in an automotive product company. Okay, so they will be requiring the skill sets related to the automotive skill set technologies like of CAN protocol, lane protocol, ethernet protocol, automotive software tech stacks like AutoSAR, and then ISO functionality to ISO functionality suite 26262, UTS bootloader. If one is going towards IoT based product company, so they will be looking for the Wi-Fi based skill sets, BLE based skill sets, the person who has the knowledge of computer networking. Okay, because it's an IoT way, so in that we need to connect wireless protocols to the this wireless communication in these things. If we are going towards the industrial automation, or say let's say medical, so correspondingly medical knowledge in terms of the application side. So in terms of how the oxygen sensor works, how our heart rate is measured, how does our cardiac things work, and all these things, so that they can interface and make the products by the knowledge of medical with the electronics. Okay, so in the product based companies, if you are going, so they need a knowledge, not too much in detail knowledge of the core digital analog electronics and the whole microprocessor architecture based, but knowledge of microcontrollers and microprocessor is needed anyhow with an application to that kind of product company or the industry on which you want to go. Okay. And if you are going towards the service based companies, okay, so in the service based companies, how the things work is that, let's say there is a Tata Consulting, so they will be developing some product or project for us, some certain product based company, outsourcing them, okay, or giving the consulting. So the service based companies, in the service based companies, you kind of need the knowledge mix of both product also and semiconductor also. Okay, so yeah, I hope I have given you a clarity. In the service base, there is also quite like the work is keep on changing because your clients keep on changing. So as you are giving a service to a client who is developing some product, so it might be that you will be needing multiple application based understanding and the multiple domains of knowledge. Okay, so yeah, this is the categorization of type of companies in embedded system, semiconductor, product, and client, and what are the different kind of job roles are there. Okay, what are the current trends or emerging technologies in embedded systems? Sure, Narawat, I will come back to this question also. Okay. Next is how to next question. Okay. Okay, let me just answer first of all certain questions as people have asked good amount of questions as if now. So first is Nitish Kumar. I think there is no work from in this domain. There is no work from. What did you mean? You mean work from home or you mean no work? I guess you meant work from home, if I am not wrong. Okay, so assuming if you have said what no work from home, so yeah, work from home. Well, it's not like that, Nitesh. There is work from home in this domain. Okay, like there are some semiconductor companies like of Intel, Qualcomm. So they, because in this na embedded software, in this domain there is a huge amount of work of embedded software also. And embedded software, it's like not total work from home. Hybrid work from home is there in certain product based companies. Actually, if I like I have categorized the companies in three ways, na: semiconductor, product, and the client. So yeah, in the semiconductor companies there can be chance of work from home, but if you're moving towards product based or client based, then there is very less chance of having work from home because you need to be actual build the things on real time hardware or present on the real like actual client location for developing these things. So if you are going towards semiconductor companies, there can be chances of work from home, but if you are going towards product and service based companies, there might be less chances. Okay. And then Varun has asked, I'm second year EC student and I'm not funding any my niche subject. Okay, that I'm studying. Should I wait third year and study until I found my interest? Like I didn't get, Varun. You are confused that in which field you want to go, or you are not able to analyze from your current subjects that what are the scope of these things. See, what I am gonna recommend you if you are in second year EC, okay, and it's a very good amount of time you have got. Okay, second year is a ample amount of, you have full third year and you have full fourth year. Okay, focus on learning the microcontroller technologies. In your EC there will be subjects like of embedded systems, there will be subjects like that of computer organization and architecture, there will be also subjects of communication protocols, communication systems. So all these are the things which are needed in a core industry. Okay, all the amount of IoT technologies which are coming up, okay, different microcontrollers, microprocessors coming up. So their basics will root back to the things which you are taught in the ECE. So if you are in second year, what I am going to recommend is first thing, follow our microcontroller technology playlist series in which we have explained the this semiconductor technologies in a very chronological and structured way. Then start with some microcontroller. Okay, take some industrial microcontroller apart from Arduino ESP. Okay, let's say STM32 or some NXP, like we are launching the, we have our kits on the NXP S32K144 microcontrollers. So take that microcontroller and start building the projects. Start building the Arduino level projects only, but on your own. Okay, by creating the libraries, by understanding the hardware from your own end, and then start building into it. Then third thing is start integrating different software stacks and sensors and modules. Okay, RTOS understanding, sensor module understanding. Okay, so what I am gonna recommend is if you are in second year EC, you have good amount of time, you have got good amount of exposure and resources also right now, and resources like that of Gettobyte will be very much helpful for you. Okay, and if you want to start with the automotive technology specifically, so we at Gettobyte have properly chronological number of courses with respect to industry level concepts and the frameworks. So you guys can definitely check out those also. Next question comes by the Nitesh. Can you provide all these company name and type in the form of PDF? Sure, Nitesh. What I am also having is that I'm gonna have some this reels and more content on this company specifically to so as to appear people in better way. And what are some current trends and emerging technologies in embedded systems? On this question, I will come after the live, like after in a question and answer, because that will be a bit of long answer. So, okay, coming to the next question, how do product based companies and service based companies differ? Key difference in business models, revenue streams, and the project execution. Okay, so see now in terms of the product and the service based companies, the first is the key difference in business models. There is a lots of difference in different models. So the product based company would be working for developing its own products, and then they will be continuously having their modifications, upgrades in their current product, and then marketing and selling them. Whereas the service based companies, they would not be having their own product, they will be totally working as per the client requirements. Okay, so the biological, the product based companies will be having mindset that they want to have a monopoly on the market by launching their products, by uh, taking more and more number of market share by their product for that industry. And client based company would be having mindset that they want to satisfy their client and get more clients to get more business. Okay, so in one day it's like that the product based company would be having its own product, and service based company would be helping other product based companies to make their product. So this is the very major difference between these two things. Okay, and then comes the project execution and revenue streams. In terms of the revenue streams, it depends upon very much that what kind of product company it is. If it is an automotive based product company, so there are huge revenue streams and business opportunities in that, because automotive companies are also providing good packages, and there is also growing market in that. If you're going towards industrial automation and IoT based product companies or service based companies, that market is very much competitive and filled with number of companies, because consumer electronics and IoT market and industrial automation is being totally taken care by the low end microcontrollers like of ESP32, STM, and Arduino. Whereas if you come to the real and the new product based companies like those of automotive, avionics, this and industrial, they're not industrial automation, but this medical. So in this there is use of and this high end microcontrollers and microprocessors like of NXP, Rockchip, Renesas, TI, Silicon Labs. Okay, so these controllers need good level of skill sets also, and these are so there is need of these technologies because the market is growing, and simultaneously there are less players in these companies because these require the core skill sets and knowledge. So in both way it would be much more revenue streams for the product based companies of the automotive, avionics, and these kind of companies. Okay, so I guess I am not confusing the people. Okay, let me know if anybody have any other doubts related to this thing. Now comes the what role do semiconductor companies play in the embedded ecosystem? Now you can say that semiconductor companies are like bread and butter of the semiconductor ecosystem, because if there will be no supply of semiconductor chips, then not any product based company would be able to make their product. Okay, let's say if the semiconductor company like of Qualcomm, Nvidia, or this TI or NXP stop making their semiconductor chips, so companies like of Tesla or Euler Motors or Ola or any automotive, Tata, Mahindra, these, how will be they developing their products? Because in every electronic product, there is use of semiconductor chips. So the role of embedded semiconductor companies is very much okay, and it is like a bread and butter and backbone of whole of our embedded ecosystem. But in the semiconductor industry there is a different, there is categorization of two companies, fabless and the fabrication based semiconductor companies. Okay, and both of the companies play hand in hand. One company manufactures the chips and one company designs and develops the chip. So if there would be no fabrication, then how we, even if we have designed and developed the chips, who is going to manufacture them? And if we have manufacturing companies, so he's gonna develop them. Okay, so semiconductor companies play a good important role in embedded ecosystem, and in India right now it's a boom going on. government is putting in efforts to put the fabrication based semiconductor companies, and companies like Gettobyte Technologies and the other companies are putting an effort to enable the semiconductor solutions via the semiconductor chips, so that people can get more and more knowledge, awareness, and resources to use these technologies and make their products and give their service or give their services. Okay. NVIDIA design and development TSMC manufacturing in Taiwan. Explain of its scope in India. Yes, okay. So see, NVIDIA definitely here, the Nitish has said correctly that NVIDIA design and develops their AI related chips and GPUs, okay, and then they give those chips for the production, for the fabrication to the companies like of TCMC or Global Logics. Now, another question which Nitish asked is explain about scope in India. See, to be honest, in India, like right now, race of two kind of companies is going on: semiconductor fabrication companies and then semiconductor solution enablement companies. Fabrication companies is the word which government is trying to put an effort, and if that in that there are a number of Tata like companies like Tata and Foxconn, like Foxconn uses gone now, but there are a number of companies who are putting their fabrication companies. So those will be manufacturing the chip designs, chips, and there is huge scope. Like right now in five, like before 10 years from now, there is a huge scope of IT software companies. Okay, there is huge shoot in that. Same way, right now in India, that transition is going on. Apart from the fabrication base, there is another computer semiconductor solution enablement companies like of Gettobyte Technologies, or like other semiconductor companies like NXP, STM, and all these. So they provide their chips and then they enable different solutions. That kind of market is also very much booming. Why? Because as more and more technologies will be evolving, so they will be needing that how to use these technologies, how to build the products. There are so many, like we as a people only know about Arduino, ESP, IoT, but there are so many things: ARM Cortex controllers, RISC-V processors, and then number of motor control technologies, ADAS technologies. In the drones, there are number of avionics technologies. So all these technologies has to be enabled by semiconductor chips, and that thing is done by the companies like of Gettobyte Technologies and semiconductor solution based companies. Okay, so there is a huge scope of both type of companies in India right now. Okay, you can take that if you start making your career in semiconductor and microcontroller right now. So from upcoming from now next 5 to 10 years, there will be good amount of opportunities in terms of the job packages, also in terms of entrepreneurship, also in terms of making the your own products and dwelling deep into the technology. Okay, government also has made partnership with foreign to set up chip fabrication plants. Exactly, like that is the way actually every country develops the technologies also, that they take certain part of evolving technologies from the foreign companies in the term of technology or transfer, or aiding them with certain incentives, and so that that technologies can come up to a nation, and simultaneously that company gets benefit by having their service in that country at a less price, at a cheaper price. Okay, so yeah, that is the way, and government is also doing lots of things in that. Let's just see how things evolve on that way. Next is how do startups and established players contribute to the embedded industry? Now that's a very interesting thing. Okay, because in this whole ecosystem and the technologies which I am telling, there is a huge corporate culture and corporate things which are evolved, which are being there. So there is corporate in semiconductor corporate culture and corporate handlings, and in that space often innovation or development lacks. Okay, because there are multiple hierarchy, multiple things to be followed, and in that ecosystem startup companies like of Get2Buy Technologies or other startup companies, like there is one Boat Lab Dynamics. Okay, number of automotive startup companies like Fuller, Scots, not Escorts but Euler and Ola. So these companies evolved and they have cut to time. Those are technological driven companies, and as now these technologies are accessible to large number of people by the software resources, courses, content. So this the semiconductor industry, embedded industry is being largely being I would not say like what I would like to say is that embedded industries pushed a lot by the small end companies, because small end companies have this a rush to get the market, and they don't have so much of complexities in their companies, so they can accelerate the new innovations and development, which ultimately accelerates the whole embedded industry in a large way. Okay, innovation versus stability and challenges and opportunities for both. That's a very interesting thing. Stability. As a get to byte also right now, and even many startups, stability and sustainability is very important thing that a company needs for running it. So that is with, because with the innovation, it needs capital, it needs investment, it needs development time. Okay. What solution do you providing? What solution? Like you are asking in general what Get to Byte company provides, or the question you are providing? Okay, in general, what solution we are providing? So we are basically semiconductor solution enablement company. Okay, we enable. What are the type of startups in semi in India, or is it very difficult without huge capital? Okay, so we at Gettobyte are providing the solution specifically for automotive technologies right now. Okay, and the area where we work is enable providing the hardware kits, and then providing the edtech courses and solution services to different companies. Okay, so that they can upskill their learnings, or they can get started by accelerating their development time. Okay, so what solution we are providing? We are basically a solution enablement company in the semiconductor space. We are having certain amount of our own hardware kits and edtech courses, so that people can learn about these technologies. And simultaneously, we are also providing number of companies with their support for their development time for enabling different technologies. Okay, and yeah, so that's what we at Get to Byte are doing. If anybody wants is interested to work with us, so we are working specifically on the technologies of automotive and edge AI. So that's our area, and that's the area on which we are providing solutions also. So automotive edge AI. Yeah. Okay. And Varun has asked another question also. What are the type of startups emerging in semiconductor domain in India? And or is it difficult with huge capital? See, now that comes another thing. Okay, type of startups in semiconductor, with it varies, like what type of startup is there. Okay, so now here comes the another analogy. See, now in a semiconductor there are three to four type of work. Either a company is designing or developing the chips. Okay, so chip designing is there. Or either a company is providing the software solutions and hardware solutions on the chips that are being developed by, that are being fabricated and manufactured. Okay, so the startups in India are of semiconductor domain are mainly in these two categories only. Either there are certain startups. I am like there is one startup in semi. Okay, and there are more, and there is one more startup like Sakhya Lab or something, which designs and develops the chips. Okay, they don't manufacture, but they design and develop. Okay, and then there are companies like a semiconductor solution enablement like Get to Buy, where we enable the different technologies from the get to byte via hardware kits, via software solutions, and providing the services to the companies. Okay, so the starters are there in basically these two domains. And in India, and these two kind of starters, I would not say a huge capital is required, but what they require is a good amount of skill sets, core knowledge. Okay, so capital is mainly on the workforce. Okay, in terms of the investment, there is an, if like the many people often confuse that if we are working on semiconductor space, so we are working into the semiconductor manufacturing. Okay, the chip we are manufacturing, but that is not what any startup can do. But even a big companies need also large amount of money. Okay, so that's why the startups in semiconductor domain are either in chip designing domain or the solution enablement domain. Okay, I hope I have answered your question, Varun, and you have gotten clarity. Like, if I just give you an example of the companies which are there in the semi solution enablement, so there are a number of companies which are specifically on the automotive solution enablement. Then there are certain companies who are particularly on the edge AI or the IoT or the security solution enablement companies. Then there are certain companies who are specifically on the drone based solution enablement companies, also drone based boat lab like product based companies. Okay, so yeah, I hope I have answered, and Varun and Nitish has asked quite a good amount of questions. That's good to know, to be honest. Okay, Now coming to the next question, what skills and expertise do embedded system companies look for? Okay, I guess briefed this question already in the first question of mine. Okay, it depends upon what type of embedded company you are going for. If you are going for semiconductor, so they will be looking for the core electronics, core embedded systems, core C programming, and internals of the microcontroller microprocessor. If you are going towards product based companies, so apart from this knowledge of microcontrollers and microprocessors, they will also be looking for the knowledge of how much application oriented you know, how much technologies of that product, of that industry, of that product based you know about. Okay, so that is what they for. Okay, rest mandatory skill sets are knowledge of microcontrollers, knowledge of C programming, and knowledge of different this peripheral drivers and these things in the software. If you are going in the hardware, so you should be aware of hardware designing and development, like of microcontrollers, debuggers, programmers, lt. You can use, you should know the how to use the software tools like, or hardware software tools like LTM and NCS for procure, for design and development of hardware schematics layouts. Okay, and then knowledge of power electronics and the analog electronics for the hardware design and development is also very much needed. Okay, and yeah, so those who wants to start their journey into this, it's best to start with the microcontroller technology, and those guys can start with the electronics version 3 development board, which is an industrial based microcontroller based on NXP Semiconductors S32K144 microcontroller. So you can follow our microcontroller playlist. You procure this hardware and get started with it. Within 2 to 3 months, you will be having relevant skill sets and knowledge that you can take to any semiconductor or automotive or product based company as a good industry level knowledge by having hands on this microcontroller board, as this microcontroller support industry level frameworks like Eclipse IDE, and then this proper embedded software and debugging in step over, and then this it also has onboard debugger, BNO 055 CAN transceiver. So in terms of hardware also you will be get to know lots of things. Okay, and yeah, so for people who want to start with this, they can start with electronics version 3 development board, follow a microcontroller technology playlist, and its electronics version 3 course is also there in our edtech website, which students and people can enroll for free. Okay, like it is free as of now, but soon it will be changed to the paid. Okay, and yeah, so that's the ramp up. Should I learn about automotive software and about AGI and IoT for good career? Right now, I'm doing basic work on STM32 and Go series for BMS as an intern. Okay, so you are doing basic work on STM32. See, now first thing that I'm gonna suggest is if you are starting with Arduino and STM32, you have got the initial enablement. You should go to now industrial microcontroller like electronics version 3. And next, like you have asked about automotive and edge AI. See, now automotive and edge AI are two big technologies. Okay, and it's very important to follow a chronology when you are learning. So what I am gonna recommend is first have an, if you already have a hands-on on Arduino and STM32, start with the automotive technologies. Okay, and this electronics version 3 is totally automotive development board only. Okay, it has number of automotive technology support: CAN, LIN protocol, AutoSAR, MCAL, cryptography, MATLAB model based. So start with first for automotive technologies, because edge AI is also implemented on some automotive technologies or avionics or some microcontrollers or some microprocessors. So starting with the automotive, you will be having some gist and some application oriented knowledge on this domain of semiconductor. Once you have knowledge on this electronics version 3 and played with the automotive technologies, then start with the edge AI. Okay, and in the edge AI, what just have this mindset is that whatsoever projects you have built on these microcontrollers, you want to build those level of projects with an AI. Okay, with the integration of AI onto it. So with this mindset, and then there are some edge AI related hardware resources also available. Okay, that at Gettobyte you will be gonna soon or get to know about soon. So yeah, if you have worked on STM32, or if you are in second or third year of your EC or triple E, it's your best time to start with this industrial microcontroller. It will be helping you into land job in both semiconductor and also product based, because for the semiconductor core microcontroller and low level things are required, that you can get with this on the industrial framework perspective. And as this is automotive specific, so you'll be having lots of exposure and knowledge on automotive based applications also. Okay. And then you can follow our resources, our edtech courses, our blogs, which will help you to get started with these technologies, and then start with the AGI technologies. Okay. And yeah, if you have a proficiency on automotive and AGI, it's a very good career that you are gonna have with time. So yeah, that's the ramp up on the today's live, and I guess today's live is quite good. I can see that there was a quite consistency of 8 to 9 members. Okay, and there are lots of questions being asked also by Nitish and Varun. Thanks, Nitish and Varun. For the people, I will recommend that they can follow us on our Get to Byte YouTube channel. Okay, I am being continuously uploading number of content. Right now, I have made the content on the microcontroller playlist. Very soon, proper full-ended playlist will be coming on automotive and edge AI technologies also, and understanding of semiconductor technologies and chips at the more industrial framework perspective. Okay, okay. So those guys can follow us at the YouTube channel. They can follow us at our hard this Instagram also, and keep a check on our EdTech website, as there are a number of resources being available right now. So just to end and just to say before, one person has asked me what does we at Get to Byte. Okay, so see, we at Get to Byte are basically a technological enablement and innovation companies. So to be honest, right now we are a startup and we are kind of started as an edtech company, but right now with the time we might be also pivoting from an edtech to a more product based or a solution enablement companies. Okay, so because as a startup right now it's also very much evolving. We have got good amount of products and projects coming up on this upcoming months, and some good collaborations also happening with some big companies. So things are very much in evolving stage for us. We have started as an edtech, but we hope so, I guess so, and what we I can strategize is we will be pivoting to the product based companies with the time. Okay, so yeah, let me know your channel bro provide great knowledge for this domain. Thanks Nitish, thanks a lot. Lots of more content will be coming. I will highly recommend and ask the people for sharing the channel with their friends and with more people, so that I can get more visibility, more reach, and can get more engagement with the people. Okay. I haven't set targets like I'm making a target that right now in YouTube on a project related to medical, related to cardio. That's very great. The Go line has suggested has written that there is working on medical embedded system related to cardio, including edge AI embedded systems. See, that's a very interesting project. Now, if you're working on a medical related project, so in guess I think Go line would be needing knowledge of medical related things also. That how does the internals of medical things and these things work, and then he will be or he or she must be interfacing that with the embedded system with the knowledge of microcontrollers and microprocessors, and including AGI is gonna be having the AI processing on the medical processing things. Okay, so that's good to know, and I hope you have got some idea. Go online via this live about the type of companies out there. Okay, so yeah, anybody have anything to ask? They can ask. Okay, I'm in second year electrical student. Is it a good project or not? How is your experience in NXP? Okay, so let me answer these questions one by one. You are in second year. So are you working right now as an intern somewhere, or in some, or it's your own personal project? I guess you must be working some. I am asking to go online that you are working in second year electrical student. So yeah, it is definitely a good project, brother. Other person. Okay, so because if you are working on edge AI, it also depends upon what type of microcontrollers and microprocessors you are working on. But as a second year, it's a good project. You will be get exposed to lots of technologies and lots of frameworks at industry level things. Okay, and Nitesh has asked, how is your experience in NXP? It's a mine project to learn. I am using ESP32C3. Okay, okay, okay. It's your self-learning project. That's very great and interesting project that you have taken. Okay, but what I would recommend you is that like what I guess that you are working in a company. But okay, if you have started this project, see what I often recommend to people is it's okay to start the complex project, but it's very important to follow chronology. आप प्रोजेक्ट्स बना लोगे बट आपको उन प्रोजेक्ट्स के हर एक सब कंपोनेंट के बारे में कितनी इन डेप्थ में नॉलेज है दैट इज व्हाट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन अर्ली career of your life in your when you're starting the journey on this, when you are in college and when you are learning these things. So if you are starting with the ESP to C3 and with this level of project, I will first of all recommend you to follow a chronology. Let you first of all understand how the things in ESP32 C3 work. Please stop providing stood providing chronological for us. I didn't get. Please stood providing. I didn't get Nitish. But yeah, go online. Like if you're starting with ESP32 C3, first of all have good amount. Like what how you do is please. Okay, for what you do is you make the medical project that you are doing with the ESP32C3 without the integration of AGI. Okay, just start integrating the cardiac or the medical sensors and understand those peripherals and those software stacks and those microcontrollers in a chronological way. Don't push into the AGI straight away. Start with understanding the embedded systems at first. Once you have a proper understanding and knowledge on that thing, then start integrating AGI. But first of all, understand that what AGI is and what kind of frameworks and tools are there, and start understanding in this in depth. Okay, so yeah, Nitish, you are asked, please start providing. Okay, you are asked, your question is please start providing the chronology for us. Sure, Nitish, that is what I am also following. Okay, if you see the Get to Wide YouTube channel, so I started the microcontroller technology playlist series. In that, all the things are in a chronological way only. I will highly recommend you to watch it out and let me know any feedback or review if you want to have. Okay, that is there in chronology and is it following it. Right now, I'm explaining the microcontroller technology, its hardware development kit, software development kit. Soon, a proper videos will be coming on some industrial microcontrollers by explaining that in a practical way, and then project based also. Same way, we are gonna follow for automotive and HA technologies also. Okay, so yeah, I hope I have answered your question, Nitesh, and go online. Okay, so I guess we can conclude the live right now. If anybody has any questions, they can ask. We'll be coming to another live on next week also. Okay, I'm trying to make this live a habit and to be consistent. Okay, and on more topics. And I will follow your recommendations. Of the portion is managing my friend. I'm managing the hardware. Seeing the most growth in the market right. Okay. Just one thing, I will request the people, and what I will take is that I will take the questions from this live chat only. Okay. For the next live. Okay. And I will follow your recommendation, sir. That is, sir, the AI portion is managing mine. I'm managing the hardware, firmware, etc. things. Okay. So you are basically working on the embedded part, and your friend is working on the AI part. That's great, also. And what type of companies are seeing the most growth in the embedded system market right now? See, to be honest, right now in the embedded system market, okay, uh, there is growth on very much growth on the solution enablement companies. Okay, because right now in industry, what is happening is there are many semiconductor chips. Okay, but the companies or the professionals who knows different technologies emerging from these chips are in most requirement. Why? Because all these semiconductor companies want their chips to be sold as more and more. And how these chips will be sold more and more? When there will be more and more projects and solutions being enabled on their chips. So the companies and the companies which are providing their services with respect to the solution enablement, okay, working on the application side on the microcontrollers and microprocessors and ASIC ICs. So those are in the right very much amount of growth right now. Apart from it, also the automotive product based companies, it's like the market is continuously evolving. Why I'm not able to answer this question properly, to be honest, because 6 months before now there is a huge market being going and market rush on the semiconductor hiring and the automotive hiring. But right now in the global level there is recession going on, so there is a pause on the hiring and the new projects coming. But it is expected that from April May, okay, there will be huge amount of new company hirings will be starting. So it's a very right time that right now we work on developing our skill sets and knowledge. Okay, way what is chronological way to learn embedded system? Okay, so chronological way to learn the embedded system is, see, first of all, start. What I will do is, okay, okay, now that is a good point, a good this thing question for the next slide. Okay, what is the chronological way to learn better system? So go online. I will request you to wait till next week. We will keep this topic of our next week, what is the chronological way to learn better system, and in that I will be briefing with the resources also, what resources one can have to learn those things, and some notes also on that. Okay, so that would be better way to answer on that way, on this question. Okay, and I have also got a good topic for my live or for the next week. So yeah, I guess I would like to conclude the today's live now. If people have any more questions, they can definitely ask. And I guess today's live is what I guess as if not the best live. Okay, we have got so much of interaction on the live chat, and also it's almost a 1 hour live that we have taken today. Okay. Okay, if anybody have any kind, go online. I would like to take a question for the topic of our next live, as it is a very good question, and I would like to answer this question with preparation, with the references and solutions that people can look out. Okay, so yeah, anybody have any kind of other questions? They can definitely let us know. Okay, okay. Thanks, Ina Rawat. Thanks, Nitish Rajput. Thanks, Varun, and everybody for joining the live. We'll be now ending it, and we'll be seeing you guys on the next week on our next topic on what is the chronological way to learn embedded systems. And I will also request you guys to share this with your next friend, with your friends, so that they can also join next week and get these things on questions.